Hello and welcome to Sobricks. I'm Adam and this is Sobricks. This is my channel for reviewing LEGO sets and building them and other LEGO related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the LEGO Classic Green Baseplate set. This is set number 11023. It has one piece and I paid $8 for this set. So this is pretty exciting because I think this is the first set that I've ever purchased that is entirely using the new paper bags. And I think I've gotten some paper bags that were holding some of the dinos and like the Jurassic World sets and stuff like that. But even a lot of the 2024 sets are still using the plastic bags. So it's nice to see a set that uses completely paper bags, and that's always great. So I don't have a ton of these, especially modern ones. I have some base plates from way back in the day, and I'm kind of interested to see what's changed, what's the same, and what we all have here. So I decided to pick one up. So now in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so that is this LEGO Classic Green Baseplate set. This is pretty interesting here. Yeah, it's been I don't know if I've ever really looked at LEGO Classic stuff. Sometimes they'll do those kind of just create boxes that are full of pieces with some maybe ideas and stuff like that. So it's nice to kind of go back to the roots here, and this does feel very classic, kind of some quintessential LEGO stuff here. So this is really cool, and there's kind of a lot to look at, so we will get right into it. There are no minifigures in this set, so there's actually only one piece in this set, so that's this green base plate, so no minifigures to look at. And the main thing in this set is this base plate. So it is kind of the grass green color. I think they released this set in just recolors with, I think there's probably a blue one and maybe a white one and maybe a gray one. I'm not sure. And I think they also kind of make base plates in different sizes. So, but I went with the green one here, and maybe at some point I'll look at some of the other colors. But if it's just really a color swap, I'm not sure if I need to do a video for that. So, yeah, this is really interesting. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the build here, and the build came together really quick, and it was really enjoyable. It's kind of an inspiring build, and it uses some techniques that I haven't seen a ton recently. We have obviously a ton of open studs up here, so it's like not tiled out at all, which gives it that very vintage LEGO feel, which I appreciate. And actually, if we turn over to the bottom, this is kind of interesting. If you can see the bottom, it's different than the bottom of a normal like LEGO plate, in that it doesn't have anti-studs on the bottom. So this is supposed to kind of sit flat, but I do wonder if studs can go in here, because there's I don't believe so, but there's a thing called like Mills plating, I believe, which people do for their city builds. And I think generally what they do is they have a bunch of these base plates, they put a bunch of bricks on top in a whatever format, and then put other kind of plates on top of that. And so there's like a little bit of a gap, so they're not building directly on the base plate. So that's kind of interesting. The other thing I wanted to note is that there's these molded in lines in the corner, almost like a little grid connecting some of the dots there, or the indentations from these studs, and that's on every single one of the corners. The corners are all the same, they're just pointing in different directions there. And I don't know if I've recognized that from the old ones, the ones that I had when I was way younger, but that's kind of neat to see. And I also was wondering, it struck me as perhaps something that has to do with the Gringotts Bank set. As I understand it, that's like one or the only set that like uses a base plate, and then the base plate is actually supposed to go on top of something and quote unquote connect to it and sit there. I think part of it sits because of weight, but they do some things to kind of cradle this in that set, which is for the, the whole lower portion of that. I haven't reviewed that set yet, so I don't know specifically how it works. I sort of doubt it has anything to do with these kind of lines on the corners, but it could be. I mean, I could think of other ways, other techniques to use to maybe hold this a base plate up there. If we look back to the front side, this is kind of the main build, and I think this is really fun because it's kind of nice to display. It reminds me a little bit of like an art set, like the Lego art sets, like the the Great Wave, or even the Spider-Man one, or different things like that, or the Andy Warhol, Rolling Stones, all the different ones. So it reminds me a little bit of those, but so it could be kind of hung on a wall, and I think this would also be really good for play. So there's tons of landscape here, there's tons of area. This is a 32 by 32 stud base plate, so I think that's 1024 individual studs on here, which is a good amount of real estate. It's got a good amount of weight. It takes up, it's got a pretty big footprint. That is, it's got like a 32 by 32 stud footprint. So it takes up a good amount of space on my desk, and there's lots of, places to connect things to and add other bricks onto this. So this would be really helpful for like mocks and a city building and tons of other stuff. I could really see this being a nice addition. So yeah, this was super fun. I'm glad I got to look at this, and I'll show the extra pieces. You actually don't get any pieces with this set. This set is only one piece, so no extra pieces, which is interesting. It's just that none of the pieces that were in this set were small enough or light enough so as to necessitate an extra piece being put in the box or in the bag. So no extra pieces. And then this set is one piece, and I paid $8 for this set. So right off the bat, it's the price per piece is not great. I think normally the general rule is like 10 cents per piece is a rough kind of guiding line to sort of consider. And then I think it's important to take into consider other things such as like new pieces, production costs, recolors, prints. This doesn't have any prints. It also doesn't have any stickers, so that's a plus. I don't believe this is like a new plate or a new mold or anything like that. And so but it is rather big. It is big. It's not thick necessarily. It's pretty thin. It's not even a full like plate in thickness, I would say. So it's thin, but it is wide and tall, or long. It's a square here, and it is pretty big, bigger than a lot of Lego pieces. I think the other thing you'll find, sometimes sets with like dinosaurs or big figs or like big hull pieces for a boat or something, or for like 4+ sets, the 10 cents per piece rule doesn't really work for those sets as easily, because those pieces are just harder to produce, more material in them, and they don't probably produce as many. So I think this one clearly does not follow that rule. It's way off that rule. It's one piece for $8 here. But when I try to think about the value, I think this is kind of okay. I think I would like, I haven't followed as Lego's like done this and re-released them and kept stuff in the classic theme. I don't know if I've tracked the price changes. I think, in the past, this would have been really wonderful for $5. In 2024 Lego, I could see them charging $10. So we're right in the middle there. I think I would still like to see it at $5. It's potentially something that would go on sale. I'm not quite sure. I paid the full retail price here for this, and I don't feel too bad about it. It actually, yeah, it's okay. I don't mind it. I'm glad it's not more expensive. Would have loved to get it for cheaper, so that's okay. And I think that's everything. So I like it. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the LEGO videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more LEGO Classic sets, and then tons of other LEGO sets from all different themes, all different shape, size, price point, piece count, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of those upcoming LEGO videos. And if you want to support this channel and support my videos here, you can do that right here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. And I have the Patreon. It's in the video description. It's on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks, and that stuff really helps me a lot, means a lot to me, so I appreciate it. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.